Assemblyman Oaks.
Chancellor, I just wanted to go back a little bit to teacher preparedness, effectiveness. And SUNY does plays such a large role in the preparation of K through 12 teachers, and certainly there's been discussions and focus, and thank you for your comments about the type of students you're already recruiting and their performance in that. The governor referenced a teacher's bar exam. Is that something you see us moving toward, and is it something that that it would be more indicative than, let's say, what teachers are already taking national exams of sorts?
Well, several of these issues are issues that were raised in the Governor's Education Reform Commission, and I just want to say I think that there is unequivocal evidence that high-quality teachers make a massive difference in the learning lives of students. So if you start there, you would want to do everything you can to ensure that the best and brightest choose teaching as a career. This is what we hear of other countries that are successfully navigating the K-12 environment. We also know that our teachers need really expert clinical training, like nurses, and we've seen the laboratories, simulation laboratories of nurses, particularly one fine one at the University of Buffalo. We would like to emulate that. Johanna is leading an initiative funded by the State Ed Department to make sure our teachers know the Common Core standards and that they also meet the Common Core expectations of our faculty members. We're teaching our teachers how to be better at using assessment and data. So I think it's a whole package of ways in which we can elevate the profession of teaching and, sure, stand for a comprehensive examination of their skills. It shouldn't be paper and pencil alone. There might be some knowledge that could be acquired that way about the competence of a teacher, but a video portfolio, seeing teachers in classrooms. We already have a national board for professional teaching standards that teachers stand for after the first 3 years of teaching. If we were to work with them, and I think that is our plan, to work with this national board to get an entry assessment, and there are several options out there, we would help develop that because we stand for quality.
I was going to follow up with asking questions about applied and practical versus theoretical issues, and you touched on that. It's interesting, I was just before being in here with a school superintendent who said schools are waiting too. They were working on a process of possibly bringing some of the education courses to the high schools or to the public schools as more of the laboratories, working so that not just observing, but being as a part of the institution. So just thoughts. I encourage you and welcome to hear things that you're doing across the system because, again, I know that SUNY plays such an important role in training who's going to be our teachers in the future.
Well, I appreciate your comments because I think I probably said last year we don't really have a system of public education in America. We have a set of administrative regulatory bodies that work on K-12 and then work on post-secondary, and if I told you how many bodies are working on early childhood, you wouldn't believe it because it's Department of Labor, it's HHS, it's a lot of different cooks in the stew. So we suffer because, on the contrary to the superintendent you spoke to, more and more of our schools are denying clinical, meaning classroom access of our prospective teachers because high-stakes testing is making everybody nervous. Now, interestingly, that wouldn't be true of Skip Williams. When our doctors make the rounds, they make them with practicing physicians. And you don't step away from that. But schools are under this test pressure. So we've really organized ourselves to build better partnerships with our school districts so that we can get this applied experience and then do some of it in on-campus laboratories, because wouldn't you prefer to have the pilot simulation that we have at Farmingdale be true for teachers as well before they just charge into a classroom? We have a lot of work to do. But happily, we have a partnership with State Ed. They're helping us, and we've got our 17 four-year institutions in our community colleges organized to create a better model.
Thank you, Chancellor.